Okay, so I'm making this video today because I feel the whole concept of fitness has changed over the last couple of years. So at first, fitness was all about improving your health and improving your well-being. So it was going to the gym, lifting some weights, maybe developing some muscle, making better food choices so you start to feel better in the long run, starting to move a bit more so you actually got fitter as the process went along, and over time eventually changing your appearance, whether it was getting smaller legs or dropping off some body fat. But in the last couple of years it started to change a lot, and it's now become a competition between the average person to see how lean they can actually get. Now this is fine if you're actually a physique competitor and you're going to be getting up on stage and you're going to be competing against other people. Then you do have to go and get as lean as you possibly can. But for the everyday person that's just walking along the street, there's no need for us to go and try to get as lean as possible. And that's where our big problems occurred. Everyone's trying to sacrifice themselves to get to this stage here where it's as lean as possible, and they're having to be really restrictive and give up a lot of their happiness to get there. So what a lot of us are doing is we're going on Instagram or whatever, and we're looking and we're seeing all these people that are genetically gifted and seeing how lean they are and how good they look, and that's what we're setting as our body goal. That's what we want to go to. We're tagging our friends in it and saying, hashtag body goals, this is what I want to be. But what you've got to understand is these guys that are in this shape year round are genetically gifted. It's easy enough for them to maintain that shape, and it's also their life to stay in shape. That's how they make their living. For you and me, the average day person, to get down that lean is going to mean a lot of restrictions and giving up a lot of stuff. And if you do get down that lean, more than likely you're only going to get down there for maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and then you're going to come straight back out of it. If you think you're going to get down there and stay that lean for the rest of your life, you're absolutely dreaming. It doesn't work like that. This is usually a seasonal thing. As summer approaches, we make our way down, we start to get leaner, and as winter starts to approach, we start to put back on weight. It's a natural thing, happens to absolutely everybody. So the point I'm going to try making this video today, is it worth giving up so much happiness, being so restrictive to get down here for maybe 2 to 3 weeks and then make your way back up the chart? So what I suggest, I got my pen for this, is why instead of aiming to get down this far, that you set your target for about here. So if we set our target for about this range, instead of going the full way into it, we're going to be able to maintain a lot of our happiness. We're not going to have to be restrictive. We're still going to be able to socialize a lot, and you're going to be able to get to an area that you're able to sustain a lot better, rather than killing yourself to get here that you're only going to keep for 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so let's go through this process. Usually you'll start to drop down when you've got an event coming up, whether it's a wedding, a holiday, or it's just summer coming in. You'll start to cut down, you'll get down into this area, and then you'll start to relax. So maybe after the holiday you didn't get back on track. Maybe you got up to your wedding, you went on a honeymoon, you didn't get back on track after that. Whatever it was, either way, you're going to start coming back this direction. So let's say you start to relax a bit more again, you start going out more at weekends, drinking more alcohol, going out for more meals. We continue to go back this direction. And this continues on for a period of 2 to 3 months while you're not on track, and we go back another step. So let's say we're moving back, and next thing we hit this moment that everyone hits. I'm going to put a line here. So we don't go full pig on mode, we stay away from that. What happens is you're going to get to this stage, which I'm going to call a minor heart attack. So this could be a day that you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh my god, what's after happening? You might try to put on some clothes and you're like, these fitted me 3 weeks ago, where am I after going wrong? Or it could be just something as simple as seeing a picture of yourself and just going, geez, do I really look like that right now? So it's usually when we hit this minor heart attack area that we're at our most vulnerable. And by this I mean, this is when you're going to make a bad decision. You're going to see yourself not looking your best, and you're going to panic and say, I need to get back down here as quick as possible. And that's when you're going to be tempted to go into something like a skinny tea, some form of detox, something crazy that's not really going to benefit you in the long run. And what I'd say to you is, let's think about this. What's happened to get you from here back to putting on weight is just a small amount of changes over a long period of time. So if you think about this logically, it was a number of small changes over a long period of time that's after bringing you back to this area. So why can't it be a number of small changes over a long period of time that's going to bring you back down here? It's the exact same process, we're just going to reverse it around. So going back this direction doesn't mean you need to be on the best gym program that's periodized to get you into the best shape of your life. It just simply means starting to go to the gym again, starting to exercise again, and starting to move a bit more again. Going this way doesn't mean giving up all your happiness. It doesn't mean being super restrictive, saying no to friends. I can't go on nights out. I can't go out for meals. I got to stay on my calories. I got to stay on track. It just means cutting back slightly on the amount of alcohol you're drinking, cutting back on the amount of food you're eating when you are actually out, and making better choices with your food. And going back this direction doesn't mean you need to spend a ton of money on the best supplements in the market. It doesn't mean you have to go out and buy BCAAs. You don't have to go buy your omega-3s. You don't have to go buy fat burners or the best protein in the world. It just means being accountable and being consistent. Putting good days back to back and making sure you're staying as close to on track as possible. And that's what's going to get you back from here right down to being lean again. So again, the point I'm really trying to get across in this video is you made a number of small changes and you went and reversed and put on weight. It doesn't have to be a major complex thing or a majorly restrictive diet in order to get you back down there. It just needs to be a couple of small changes going the opposite direction to bring you back to being lean. And finally, the last thing I'll say is stop thinking that a six-pack is going to make you happy. A six-pack is not going to make you happy. Yeah, you'll be able to lift up your top and say, yeah, I've got abs, but I haven't gone out and had a bit of crack in about 6 or 7 weeks. That's why I say try and get down to this area here. It's not going fully lean because there's no need for you to go there. It's getting yourself in shape, getting yourself fitter and feeling healthier. You're going to be able to sustain it for longer, you're going to feel a lot better, and it's not going to require you to give up 90% of the things that make you happy in life. It's not going to require you to track every bit of food that goes into your body, and it's not going to require you to be stressing out about being in the gym or doing extra hours of cardio. And then when winter does come back along and we start to make our way back up and start putting on a small bit of weight, you can chill out. You don't have to panic and think, I have to go through this big ordeal again to get myself back down here into shape. Because you know all it's going to be is making these small changes to your diet and to your exercises to get you back down to this area that's sustainable. And once you know it's not going to be such a long, difficult road to get back to where you were, it's going to make it 100 times easier. So basically, in a nutshell, be happy with what you're doing. Don't be over restrictive. Don't set the target to get down to here. Make your target here where it's a sustainable and achievable area.